Hey everybody, I'm Jace with ARM US, and today I'm here with...
Yeah, I'm Abdi with Skycatch, and I'm a director of solution engineering there.
Right, and if you can't already tell, we're here introducing and talking about the Skycatch Explore2.
That's right. Yep.
Right? So just right out of the gate, it's right here, you can see it. It's obviously an aircraft we recognize. It looks like an M300, but it's not an M300. I mean, you can tell, it looks so, we have a couple of things that indicate this is a little bit different. The Skycatch logo on the front, a little bit different of a body. So let's talk about that. What's the difference between this and the hardware we've seen in the past?
Absolutely. So you are going to get the both actually words, but the best of it. So you're going to get the hardware that you already know about it. It's reliable. It works great. The quality is great. The quality of the build. However, on the back end, all the software's flight application, everything has been written from ground up by Skycatch.
Right, so exactly what you just said. We're trying to combine the best of both worlds. We get the great motors, the good batteries, the flight time, all that kind of stuff we expect, right? But we're bringing Skycatch in and giving us the security and all that kind of stuff that people really want out of this platform.
That's exactly.
So let's talk about that just a little bit. I mean, initially, what have you guys actually done to make this Skycatch's aircraft?
Yeah, so the flight application, mission planning, and everything has been written ground up by Skycatch. So we do have our own flight mission planning that is going to live on the remote controller. When you receive it, the smart controller has the Flight 1X. It does have the full functionality that you're familiar with, but with the security. So you have a Skycatch login now. No DJI login requires anymore.
Right, and that was one of the things you've reiterated so many times when we've just been talking is that we're not sharing any code.
That's right.
With previous. This code from the ground up, from the aircraft, the firmware, the flight app, everything.
It's all the Skycatch.
Is all Skycatch code.
Right.
It doesn't share any lines of code with that. So that's one of the things that's great about it. And I will say, seeing the flight app, it's very clean. It looks very good. It's very functional. It looks very good and
also familiar. So you know where the functions are, and you can go back to those menus that you were familiar, but with a state of mind that, oh, there is a security on the back end that it's not actually going anywhere.
Right.
So.
I'm registering everything with Skycatch. I mean, the battery status is where you would expect it to be and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So the other thing is, there's other nuggets in there too, is no flight restrictions.
That's correct. Right. So there's no flight restriction, no fly zone has been removed, and also the geolock has been removed. So if you have to send this unit, for example, to another continent or region, you can actually use it the same unit.
You can still use it without having to worry about all that back end stuff.
Yep.
And the other thing is updates, firmware updates, all that kind of stuff, because it's your code running on this hardware. It's all coming from Skycatch.
It will come
closed
from
loop. Nothing's coming from previous stuff.
Yeah,
right?
And we are going to have a software for that. It's called Skycatch Update Manager. That all the software is going to go through that, and then you update it locally on your machine.
Right, exactly. So again, we just love this idea, combining the best of both. It's obviously great hardware. Let's back it up with the security that our customers want and the clients want to really just create a whole package that's very cohesive and works really well. That's the point, right?
Yep.
So then, I mean, continuing on, not just this, but the payloads as well. Yep. Right, so let's talk about some of the available payloads that we have now and some other stuff.
Absolutely. So our obviously bread and butter is actually a photogrammetry. So we focus on the branding and actually having your own payload. So this is called the Vision 1 camera, and it's a 40 megapixel with 35 millimeter lens. So for the purpose of the photogrammetry. However, we are actually going to support the other payloads as well. So
the H20T, the H20N, and additionally, what you guys are calling the LiDAR one.
Yeah, so the LiDAR, it's in the near future, we're going to have actually our own LiDAR platform. It's called Scan 1, and that's where it's going to actually live on the drone as well. For the inspection services, H20T, it will be supported with a specific firmware compatibility.
Sure, and I think that's one of the big questions that a lot of people have is, oh gosh, I already have a bunch of batteries. I have an H20T. Does that mean I can take it from then just go straight to this? That's the idea.
Yeah, the good news is yes, actually, as you said, for those customers, because it will be actually the same hardware can be used that you have it already previously on your inventory, but it just requires some firmware compatibility, obviously, to make sure that it's compatible with the firmware of the UAV.
Right, firmwares have to talk to each other, that's understood, but the process is very simple.
That's correct.
Exactly. So again, talking about all the accessories, the batteries, all that kind of stuff, That's the idea, is being able to continue on that ecosystem.
Yeah.
Additionally, more hardware and stuff. You talked about photogrammetry. Skycatch bread and butter is the Edge 1, right? And compatibility with that and your cloud software as well, right?
Absolutely. So we are going to be compatible with all the platforms that we do offer. So Edge 1 and our Edge Plus, which is the actually on-premise processing, and the basis station as well on the Edge 1. So you can actually send the correction up to the drone as a RTK or use it as a PPK, and also our cloud platform. So our cloud platform will actually support the payloads that we are talking here and the drone as well. So that will be definitely supported as a first actually phase. So yeah,
it just seems like you guys haven't left a stone unturned. I mean, it's everything we want out of the ecosystem, and it seems like we're bringing it out right out of the gate, which is what we love. So, I mean, kind of finally, that's looking at the hardware, but you know, who is this for? What's our clientele? What's our base? What do we view as for the Explore2 aircraft?
Absolutely. So all the enterprise users that actually have a very complicated job size or work size, like mining, industry, inspection, they can actually utilize this platform with its security in mind, and actually making sure that everything is backed by the Skycatch as a U.S. brand and company.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it's honestly, if you're a customer of this before, then you're a customer of this now.
Yeah.
The firmware, the inspections, the mining, all of that kind of stuff, the public safeties, you're still a customer of
That's
this,
the point.
right? It's the same client base, exactly. So, as far as this goes, again, this is a little bit of an introduction for you guys. We're going to have more content coming for it. There's plenty for us to dive into when we keep going into this. But Abdi, thank you so much for being here today and helping us with this introduction.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to diving in just a little bit deeper and bringing more content for you guys. Thanks for joining this video, and make sure if you have any additional questions or quoting, reach out to our sales team, and you can also hit us up at ask@rmus.com. And as always, make sure you stay subscribed to the channel.